Hello everyone, welcome to England. Well, no, technically speaking not true, but it does look like England, doesn't it? The rainy goodness. Of course, our old friend Mr. Two-Dimensional Bird. Hello, Two-Dimensional Bird. And this is another Call to Arms event on the Napoleonic Wars DLC for Mount and Blade. Now, there's Deadwood Star with the Cav. Native man also in there. Look at this engineering fineness from Yorkshire Pudding Monk. What a name. And here is Oberst Alex from the 17th. And X in black. And look at this engineering. There'll probably be an artillery fort derp as there usually tends to be. And look at this artillery goodness. Definitely something that hasn't been seen in a Call to Arms event, yes. And here is the fine Black Watch led by Gamer05863. Carrying the flag is Mr. Expendable. Let's hope he doesn't live up to his name. Oh, Swag Dolphin with the bagpipery. We heartily approve of battle bagpipery. Now, looks like we've got some other guys over here. There's Simmer Arian, King Simmer Arian. And they've got rockets as well. Now, for those of you who know, they are pretty much useless. Yeah. So there's Ypsilanti, there's Andrew, and there's Toasters in there with the rockets. And here is their opponent. Look at that. They're up against the Ruskies. And now you can see the rockets going in. As now the line is firing back. Here the fine Russians. There's Fat. Holding the flag. There's Sir Wellington at the back. And there, Gilded Blaze Lacrosse. All familiar names. Oh, fine fifing coming in from Sir Wellington. And these guys are really taking it to the Brits, but they're taking casualties as well. This is not good. Oh dear, has Pixel gone down already? Oh, Pixelate, oh, Apollo going down already. Poor Apollo. But look at this, the fine Black Watch holding the line, defending the artillery. Brave souls, along with bagpipery. Look at that. So, the Russians have to retreat because they have taken so many casualties on this hill. There's Sir Wellington in with the fifing now. Let's see if we can look around. Oh my goodness. Look at this. And there's Jamama Jam. Or Jammy McJam, sorry. And here is the cavalry. Oh, the Dutch Beaver as well. Fantastic stuff. And these guys waiting to go. And we hear horns in the background. And here, the fine Black Watch. Look at that flag being held with pride by Swagdolf. And Gamer leading the boys around. You've got to be careful. And look at this. There's some guys out in the field. Some Russians. There's Worst. And there's Male Prostitute. And here's Sir Wellington. And they're going up against the brutal Scots that is the Black Watch. Look at this. As we watch... Oh, Male Prostitute's just killed the commanding officer with a nice turning stab. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Another victim of a male prostitute. What can we say? Yeah, never mind. These things happen. A male prostitute seems to be doing a good job of fighting. Correction, until he just took a prick. Yeah, okay, let's not even go near that one. So, anyway, we shall move over to the artillery section. Now, look at this Yorkshire Pudding Monk with the spyglass and the artillery work. Oberst Alex and Ypsilanti with the rockets. Brutal rocketness going in there. As the Black Watch now look to push their advantage. Now, look at this. These guys here. You can see them all moving up. They've got to get themselves. This is one thing you don't see compared. Goodness me, look how quickly they died. That's one thing you don't see compared to Napoleonic War events. Is essentially it's a little bit less organised. Let's just say that. That's kind of the norm, really. Hello again. Welcome back to the next round. Oh, crikey, blimey. What's going on there? A little bit of derping out with the graphics. Okay. There we go. And look at this glorious line of troops. Oh, look at that. And led, of course, by our old friend, the cardboard box. A familiar name. And so, there's Frogsap, and at the back is Corby. So, let's see if we can find out what the guys are planning. Now, let's go and have a look to see... Oh, look at this, the Black Watch. Under Gamer 05863. Flag being held by Rhaegar. And here is Johnny Smeeth. Here are the Russians. The Russian Zerg is beginning. Look at these guys. Getting themselves sorted. There's Mutton Chop getting the guys together. Getting them organised. And here, look at this. Fine Russian Lancers. God, don't they look fantastic. Look at these boys. There's TLM. And the Dutch Beaver's in. You got to watch out for the Dutch Beaver. Oh, horse crash in the centre as Edward the White is going after the Lancers. Now, this is dangerous because the Lancers obviously have that greater reach. They could have the advantage, but they don't have that ability to swing the sword. Or at least they need to focus on the lance, and that's why. Look at that. Oh, dear. Bodies slithering to a halt. As now we watch. Now, I think it's fair to say that right now, the Lancers have it. Oh, horse crash. As there's Cornless, who's just about to get diddled with a pike. A fine polearm diddling. And there he is, the leader himself. Mr. Pixelated Apollo, of course. Where else would you find such a wonderful beard? So we shall find out what's going on. Oh my goodness, look at this! Oh dear, look, the Russians getting in a stand-up fight against the Brits. Look at this. Oh heavens, look at this fight. Oh, the fire coming in, it's horrible. It's brutal. But now the cavalry charges into position. And look at this, the cavalry now going after these guys. And there you can see, oh dear, look at that. That's fantastic as the cavalry's come in, going on a charge on the guys who are hiding in a bush. Who doesn't want to be face down in the bush at Saturday night? That's what it's all about. There's Frogsap trying to defend himself. There's a lone Russian polearm man over here, a lancer. No, correction. It's Fanat 22012, and he's a standard trooper. Random horse. Hello, random horse. So we can now see... Look at this. The bodies everywhere. It's just brutality. Oh, look at that. A commanding officer. The cardboard box has managed to survive. But he has to push. Has to push the boys forward. Has to keep them moving. As soon as they... Yeah, guys. Cardboard. They're not following you. Cardboard. Oh, there they go. There we go. Now, this is the trouble. Oh, dear. Cardboard box is going to have a bad day. As now comes the Russian Zerg, the Zerg that is feared so heavily in Napoleonic Wars. There's Yaluk charging in, holding the flag with pride. There's Joshi, 1,000 meters, or 1,000 M, and here is Shintha. Look at this, fantastic. Now look at this as they continue their melee goodness in the center. Down goes another one. Oh dear, not a good thing, not a good thing. The Brits holding the Jack, and the Jack's going to get stolen soon. As here is Recruit Karras. And there, the Jack's been taken. The Jack's been taken by the Russian forces. And look at this fine battle drumming by Shintha. Look at this. Fantastic drumming, keeping the guys together. So, let's have a look. Right now... 28 versus 39. So the numbers aren't really too different. I think it's fair to say that this combination of line troops and polearm gentlemen, the gentlemen with their poles, yes, of course, the lancers, yeah, they're doing pretty good as far as we can see. So they're good combo there. Horses supported by line troops. Now over here is the artillery. Oberst Alex loading his Upsilamba. And here, there is Gamer 05863 trying to get the boys together, get them organised. They're trying to shoot at that Lancer cavalry to try and get any kills they can. As it looks like Navino And there is Lucas Schnauzer. And there's Yara Greg now. Let's see what they plan. The Brits 23. The Russians with nearly about double that number. Very close though. Oh, out go their cannonballs already towards the Russians. Dodging left and right is Sir Wellington. The Runa. Piano Panista. There's Shinther. And at the back is Gilded Blades across. No, correction. At the back. There's another one like Lizard Men. So, let's see if we can find out what they're planning. Because right now... Oh dear. Well, whatever they're planning is not going well over there. Is now we can see a quick push-up by a Russian line here. With Zisultan doing the fine fifing at the back. And there's Mutton Chop, the leader of the small line. And they've done a wonderful outflanking manoeuvre onto the British artillery section. And this is going to be absolutely brutal for them. Absolutely brutal. And so now you can see Lancers going in. And the engineers, like Bad Life, and other members of the Black Watch trying to defend against these attacking Russians seemingly coming from every direction. And this is the danger that is the Russians. They're everywhere and nowhere at the same time. That's the one Aussie guy. Good to see he's not holding his rifle backwards or upside down. And he's going in for a quick stab and a grab. Oh, he goes in for a lovely stab onto the enemy. And another stab. And the Aussie guy is doing fantastically right now. And poor old Fuhr Smith is one of the few left. Only 3 Brits remaining. It's Ross the Boss. And he's up against... Oh, he's being supported by a sailor. Correction, not anymore. The sailor just got buggered, quite literally. Both figuratively and literally. We'll move on to the next round. We'll be right back. And we return for the next round. As we are watching Upsilamba. Now look at this. Admin Ancient Hero currently running backwards. Possibly May lagging out. No. Now, it's unfortunate to see that, because obviously they're not regular Napoleonic Wars players, there's nobody catching a lift on the cannon. Oh, look at these boys. Don't they look fantastic? Led still by Gamer. Look at them. That fine line of Black Watch. A fearsome force, if ever we to see one. The cavalry bunching and getting ready. And the British line moving forward under the watchful eye of the cardboard box. Excellent stuff to watch. God, I love this DLC. I've casted so many Napoleonic Wars games over the years, and yeah, what can I say? I really enjoy. I love this. I'm looking forward to Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord coming out, and then it's only, you know, it's only a matter of time because the developers decided not to make a DLC for it for Napoleonic Wars, which is a real shame. I mean, considering how many sales they've made and how many this has been continued to be played after the age of this particular game, because this game's getting on a bit. I mean, this game's getting a bit long in the tooth as far as games are concerned. And this game is still being played regularly by clans every single day. And that's a definite testament to the appeal of both the era and of the game. So, you know, it's only a matter of time. I mean, Mountain Musket was the original mod that came out. I remember some of you may have seen Malekith playing that on his channel. He's got some recordings for it. And, you know, it's only a matter of time before a Napoleonic Wars mod comes out for Bannerlord 2. So, it's only a matter of time, and I look forward to that day. That will be a wonderful day, hopefully with, you know, even better looking character models, maybe some destruction. The cannons could, you know, blow through trees or explode trees and shower splinters over people and stuff. It's difficult to say what they're going to do. I did try and glean some information from the community manager of Tale Worlds, but sadly he wasn't able to confirm or deny anything, which is understandable because they're still, oh dear, the lying sheep, the lying sheep in fact, currently surrendering. They weren't really able to confirm what's been going on, but you know, I'm really hoping that we have an even better observer mode in the new game. So right now the cardboard box, keeping the boys together. Ring of Roses with Ensign Robert in the centre. Or Ensign Robin, sorry, in the centre with the Jack. And now, let's see if we can lock down those Russians. Triple blue cakes. Oh, goodness me. Look at this line. This is a line of death and destruction. Admin Night Furry 36 leading the boys forward. Look at all these guys. And this is literally how you can tell. Oh, cannonballs in between the guys. Literally pausing for a second. I was just like, what the hell was that? But they made it in time. So, you can see them all moving across the hill. Moving and trying to get a roundabout position on the enemy. Now, this is how you can tell basically standard players from Napoleonic Wars players. Is, you know, not to be unfair, I mean, because everybody in this game is enjoying themselves. Napoleonic Wars players tend to, you know, stay in the line better, really. That's the reality of the situation. But also it means that they can be more susceptible to cannonballs. Ouch. There we go. The cannons. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty brutal as far as the cannons are concerned. Yeah, definitely rest in pepperonis. As now they're pushing in. And they're going after the enemy. As the Black Watch tries to defend with Rhaegar holding the flag. There's Marshal Suvorov. There's Airsoft. And round the back here, you've got Alien Killer. And a gentleman with a cotton bud in his backpack. And there you can see the Lancers and their horsemen fighting over the other side. And look at this as the Russians continue to push. But, oh dear, I think that was a team kill. That was very unfortunate. But what happens? As you can see now, the brutal Scottish Black Watch are pushing back against the enemy. Who's this poor sod running backwards? It's Major Luke from the 21st. Oh, is he going to surrender? Are they going to beat him up? They're going to beat him up. They're going to kick him to death. Oh dear, somebody died. Oh dear, that's unfortunate. So poor old Luke continuing to run backwards. This is oh god, this is ridiculous but funny. And it looks like they're going to try and capture him. So whether or not he'll actually surrender. Yep, there we go. And oh, wow, killed while surrendering. Obviously, you know, Geneva Convention doesn't apply for this particular time. So there's Rhaegar still holding the flag. And the defensive position here, along with Eddie. Oh, look at this. The Dutch Beaver. And Jammy McJam back to support the troops. Now let's have a look at numbers. 27 Russians and 38 Brits. Oh, look at this over here on the side of the field. We have yet more Russian forces as the cannons rattle in the background. That big bassy boom of the cannons as Aragorn and our fine drummer Kingsguard at the back, along with a couple of the Lancers. There's Lukas Schnauzer. And here's the line firing back as the fire comes into the Russians. And now let's see who the commanding officer is. It's Mutton Chop. It's Mutton Chop doing his duty. And you can see, unfortunately, the stand-up fight against the Black Watch. They're losing numbers thick and fast. And there we go. They decided to pull back for obvious reasons. Get out of range. Come on, guys. Pay attention. Pay attention. You're going to get shot at. The Onion Knight. Going to get sliced. So, what is going on over here? Creativity is good. You can see there the Black Watch continuing to defend. And the artillery. Oh, look at that. You can see. Ah, look at. Here is the pudding, Yorkshire pudding monk, no less. The Onion. Let's move around, see what else we've got up here. This is the defensive position of the Brits. And here is Draxthal, the opposing artillery section. And here is Robbie Bob. Did he manage to... Oh, he may have got a kill onto one of the enemies. And now we've got uplink from the Knights of Apollo. And now you can see them fighting with Eddie. And this is what they're going to be trying to defend. But it looks like they've lost everyone. Everybody in the artillery section for the Russian team is dead. That's not good. 21 to 36. Oh my goodness. Correction. They've hid themselves in the defensive position. Smart thinking by the boys. There's Peter the Power Ranger, Aslis, and Juflex. And here comes one of the enemy with extremely... What the hell happened there? Okay. Won't even ask. And now Eddie trying to break into that defensive position. But the Power Ranger has come out. He's trying to push him back. Oh, fine. Stab by the Power Ranger. You don't mess with the Power Ranger. Oh, a good block by his enemy. Now he's got 2-on-1. This is going to be a problem. He tries to dodge inside, but gets killed by Power Ranger. Fantastic stuff. So, 1934, as in 19 versus 34, as here is E-Blade. And the Russians are going to have a problem attacking, as Exim is building defences. Creativity's in there as well. Ahoy Sailor with the Yorkshire Pudding Monk. And there's Foyer Smithy. And you can see a Marine there, Ex-Andrew. And Saggy Maggie Mercenary. So, Dire Ghosty and the boys waiting. And there's, oh good God. How the hell am I going to say? I'm just going to Chooge. It's just easier to say because otherwise I get my tongue in the truss trying to say that name. Ricciarino and the Sultan. Look at that. So these Russians are going to have to get themselves sorted out. There's a bit of fifing going on too. There's the Sultan, picks up a fife. And this may be the last attack of the Russians. And here they come, round the hill. Led by Mutton Chop. Here comes Mutton Chop. And the boys. And now, moving in. And Prometheus saying that the British cower behind fortifications and artillery. That's be fighting talk, boys and girls. Oh, as one of the guys takes a hit from a bullet. Down goes one of the members of Mutton Chop's forces, and another one taking a hit. Are they all going to get cut down before they actually manage to get up there? And in goes the charge. Oh no, they've lost Mutton Chop. The leader is down. Poor old Mutton. The fifing continues. The Sultan fifing for his life. Right now. Look at this. The brave soldiers of the Russian Empire. Up against Scots. Look at that. Alien killer. And another Russian goes down. Who's running away over here? Strategically retreating as J-Mat now with the entire Scottish army after him. And unfortunately, oh, the cannonball just misses him by seconds. Going in for a stab. Oh, is he going to get one of the Scots? We'll have to wait and see. J-Mat goes down. And now, Peter the Power Ranger and Bob the Person are the only people remaining. So let's see if we can find Bob the Person. So it looks like one of them... Yep, there we go. There's the marker. Leading the charge forward is Engineer X in Black. Going to go and attack you with his large chopper. And there we go. Bob the Person has been murdered. And the Russians, or sorry, the Brits I should say, win that round. We'll move on to the next. Well, here we are at the Russian spawn. The fine Lancer Brigade. Look at this. Don't they look lovely? There's Uplink. There's King. And there's Jack T. Cashier. And there's Fanat. So, who is that? There he is indeed, of course, the bearded wonder that is Mr. Apollo. You can see the guys doing their calisthenics as the line moves out. Now, this is something that you tend to see quite often. Oh, very nice. In Napoleonic Wars battles, as you have lines, or lines supporting skirmishers, because skirmishers don't really have the ability to fight back against cavalry that well. The line can actually be a little bit more effective in that regard. But the artillery getting set up here as well, along with fine engineering work by Duflex. Oh, that fine report of the cannon doing its work as Dracthel is there with his lighting wand. And the loading being done by Napoleon. Now, obviously, is Green Mush. What a fine name, sir. And also, with his lighting stick. Now, Gilded Blades Lacrosse. There with the Night Fury. And the boys behind him waiting. There's Triple Blue Cakes. What a wonderful name. As the cannons, you can see over there in the centre of the screen, and the opposing numbers over here, and you can see now, look at that, the bouncing. And Hugh Lloyd saying hello to YouTube. Hello, Hugh. You can see where the cannonballs are bouncing as they make their way up through the grass. And generally in this person's direction. So poor old Dracthel's got to be careful. This is why you'll see them put all sorts of engineering works in front of the cannons to stop the cannonballs from hitting the cannons, and more importantly, hitting gentlemen like Mr. Greenmush. That's going to be the advantage that Blades Lacrosse there will give them with those earthen works. So, look at these guys, don't they look fantastic? Cedric there. And there, Houston, sniffing out to the enemy, looking for an opportunity to go in for the kill. As here is Admin Night Fury, currently at one with a bush. Trying to hide his position, checking with the spyglass to see where the enemy might be. Now, let's see as... Oh my goodness, what's Lucas Schnauzer doing? Here he is, one of the Lancers, supporting their commanding officer. Now, who is holding the flag? Drunk Irishman. That's out of character. And there is Mr. Apollo leading the boys. There's Fail Navino at the back. Now, they've got to time it right, because they've got to essentially circle around, keep themselves out of trouble, wait until an opportunity where an enemy is under attack, usually a big line. If they can time it that way, charge in and assist the enemy, or assist their friends to take out the enemy line. As overwatching pixels, or so I should say, Apollo's riding around, you can see, of course, our old friend, the two-dimensional bird. So, here is the cannon reports. Now, let's see. Look, two-dimensional, Mrs. Two-dimensional bird over there as well. And so here is the British artillery section. The Royal Artillery is Upsilamba. Now they're waiting Mr. Gingy. Oh my goodness, there's a sailor. Yorkshire Pudding Monk is doing some reloading. And look at this. The British cavalry. Don't they look fantastic? Look at them. Not sure why they got the jackets on the back there. It's just, you know, whatever. Anyway, so there's King Cimmerian. And who's at the back? The Dutch Beaver. So, those guys floating around. Now, eventually, it could be a situation where the artillery will come under attack from a line. The cavalry will charge in to support them. And then enemy cavalry will then jump that cavalry in order to try and take them out with a minimum of losses. So, oh goodness me. Speaking of losses, there's been a few. Holding the flag is Ensign Robin. Look at that. Doing fine duty. Look at this. Double lining the cardboard box, keeping the boys organised. Excellent to see. Fine drilling by Mr. Cardboard Box. There we go. And someone's just stolen the flag. Who was that cheeky flag thief? That was Trump did Harambe. Love it. So, there we mind. Anyway, up here is the cardboard box with his spyglass. And he's looking for a opportunity to move the boys forward. And get them into a position where they can maybe outflank the enemy. But the problem is getting them to that position. Now, obviously, look at this. The streaming down of the Scots down this hill with the Russians making their way back up the hill on the opposing side. But supported by cavalry. And you've got both enemy cavalry and friendly cavalry in here right now. Yep, here comes the friendly cavalry. Look at this. The Lancers, Apollo's Lancers, coming in and going after the Black Watch. But you've also got the friendly cavalry of the British Army supporting the cardboard box and team. Now, these guys have the advantage of higher ground. Can they make use of it is the question. Okay, that's a very low bird right there. Do hope nobody shoots low flying two-dimensional bird. Somebody probably will go for a stab or something. Here we go, the Lancers fighting against the British cavalry. Obviously the long sabre of the cavalryman is not going to have as much reach as the fine lance of Mr. Lucas Schnauzer. He's also got to be careful, make sure he doesn't get dehorsed or have a horse crash. And the last thing you want to do is lose your horse. Grand Theft Horsey, very serious. As you can see here, these guys can also, Swagdolf can be forced to the ground. Oh, nice dodge by Swagdolf, and another dodge. Oh, beautiful dodging there by Swagdolf. And he's trying to get himself into a position where he can get an attack onto an enemy cavalryman, take the horse down, and then go in for that finishing stab. But Swagdolf, look at the bodies everywhere. Oh, there we go. That's the opportunity that Swagdolf was looking for. But he then gets sliced across the back by an enemy just as he was about to kill the Lancer. Ah, poor Swagdolf. As now we're looking at Natwig, and they're finishing off the last of the Brits here. And you've got a Brit cavalryman trying to stay out of the way. Here's Eddie. Now, here is the line. And they're picking up some of those cavalry pole arms, those naughty lances. Random Horse. Hello, Random Horse. And there's Houston bringing the boys back up to the top. Now let's have a look at the numbers. 33 and 42. So it's still not that different apart number-wise. So it's still all to play for. Deadly Finger X. The deadliest of all the fingers. As now they're charging into attack against the cardboard box. Oh, fine pistol kill from Cardboard. Lovely stuff indeed as he goes in with his officer's sabre and gets multiply diddled. Oh dear. And now you can see the Brits fighting back. And who is this gentleman? It's Ensign Robin. And they're going after this boy. Deadly Finger X, currently running away Finger X. But can't say we blame him at all. Is he going to turn and fight? He has his team's flag. He's taking it away. But he's got to watch out. Oh dear, who's this over here? The Sultan. Poor musician, cut down in the field. Let's see. Let's move. Natwig and a few more Russians. Houston. And there's Gamer going in for a quick reload. Now, let's have a look. 26 and 14. So right now, the Russians have it against them. Only 12 members of the Russian army remaining. A lot more members of the Brits remaining. And right now, they are using the artillery to hold their position. As there's Aggro, and there's Toad. And who's that man in the middle? Stop doing that, camera. Oh, Donald Trump. Look out, everybody. It's Donald Trump. As this, you can see the cannons still coming in from the Russians. As Recruit Karos, with these boys getting ready. Oh, look at that cannonball goodness going in from both directions. The Russian cannonballs coming in from one direction. As you can see, Eddie going in for a slice and a dice against the enemy, as the Lancer also continuing to furrow around. Here we go, there's the man Gamer with one of those Lancers. There, of course, triple blue cakes. And he's got a stab onto the enemy horse. Let them go for them. Now, oh, there's been a horse crash. There's been a horse crash in the centre. Oh dear, look at that. A fine kill there by Cowis, taking the man off the horse with lovely polearm work. Beautiful lancing work going in from Cowis. So he's trying to get that all-important takedown on the horse. Well, precisely. And now he's forced his enemy to run away. And now the horse he's trying to chase down is running away. Goddamn horses. And it looks like he's going in for a kill on the horse. He is. It's Sir Gamer. So that he knows for a fact his enemy cannot get back on the horse and threaten him. So smart move there from Sir Gamer to prevent any more cavalry from taking the fight to them. And there's Norse King going in. He decides to circle around as we move in on another line of Brits. There's Trumpted Harambe. And there's Ensign Robin. They're going in to finish off the job. Nice polearm work there going in. And the final stab goes in and he gets finished off. So, 5 Russians remain. As here is Rurt and friends, including Corby, and holding the flag. Look at that. Now, where are the Russians? Angela Merkel. There's Toad. There's Upsilamba. Monkey Bomb. Was that Monkey Bomb? It was Monkey Bomb. Here we go. The Power Ranger, Peter. There's Otaku. You can see these guys. Oh, damn. Yep, here's Cannonball days are over. Here's Robbie Bob. Can he get a kill? Or 6. Oh, he went in for the shotgun approach. Essentially, with loads and loads of little balls in his cannon. The grape shot. And the cannonballs taking down multiple people. As now they're under attack. As Robbie Bob has no way to defend himself. As the Brits overrun the artillery section. And here is the remaining soldier. And that is the end of that round, ladies and gentlemen. We move on to the next one. And so here we are back at the British spawn. As the boys getting set up. This poor old cardboard box is trying to defend himself from the attacks of his teammates. And we're hearing bagpipery, how we heartily approve. Alien Killer in as the bagpiper for the Black Watch. Playing Black Bear. The Banner Company Company 2, line of Russia. As now you can see in this very, very British weather-based map, the forces are moving out. Now, who's this? There's Roddy. Okay. And there is the cardboard box leading everybody forward from his line. And we're going to go and see Yorkshire putting Monk in as a Marine. As they're getting the cannons set up. Who's the man on the horse? It's Andrew. So you can see them moving it into a good position. As soon as it's unlimbered, then they're going to put the defences down. You'll see all those earthworks going down to protect their positions. There we go. Unlimbered. There's all the artillery bits and bobs. You can see there the standard ball ammo on the left hand side and the canister ammo on the right hand side. And they've obviously got the cleaning implements as well. You can see there the old doodads. And of course the big fluffy end. And the end with the big screw on it. For cleaning it all out and basically keeping this little thing here as clean as possible. So, let's see. There's Mr. Gingy. And Upsi Lamba. And look at these dragoons, Cimmerian, the fine dragoons, and let's not forget the size of those, length of those swords. The reach that those swords are going to have is pretty nuts. So, they're now moving out, and there is Norse King with his horn. Let's not say anything about that. And here is Sun Guard. Oh dear. Looks like they've come under a bit of fire. Look at this. Oh, fantastic fire going on between the Russians and the Brits. Who's over here? Oh, it's the Brit forces. Look at this. There's Azor High. And now they're going to try and pull back as there's Ensign Robin. And it looks like the Brits have broken slightly as the cardboard box is trying to keep the boys together as the Russians then charge in for a little bit of melee. Surprise, bitch, as it were. Look at that, the Russians came charging in, and now cardboard box and the boys are fighting for their life. And the Russians, oh dear, look at this. As here is RCL Macorius. And the Brits backpedaling. Ensign Robin. Let's see, oh my goodness heavens, what's going on here? There's Foe Fire, currently hiding behind a tree to protect himself from any bullets. As the Russians continue to push the advantage. There's the Runa. And more forces coming in. Look at these guys. And they look fantastic. There's PA Smoke facing in the wrong direction. But he's not worried about such things. Oh, there's Mutton Chop. Oh, Mutton Chop taking down Ensign. Poor old Ensign Robin taken down. He got mutton chopped. But still bravely holding the flag is Rhaegar. And bagpipery is continuing, courtesy of Alien Killer. And Sage the Killer's in there as well. Oh, looks like the bagpipery got interrupted. So we've still got Chooks in here as well. Oh no, what was stab? Fine stabbing going in for Airsoft 720. There we go, Black Bear is sounding out over the background as the reinvigorated members of the Black Watch and the British line are firing back as whoops-a-daisy, down goes one. And who's this member of the Doorstop Head Squad who is currently making his way back? It's Mutton Chop. And there's Kingsguard being followed by Lord Jesus. You might think Jesus is your saviour, but not when he's carrying a 17-inch bayonet. And there's Hugo Mindan. And there's Kingsguard and Mutton Chop. Look at that. Blood-splattered face. As now he's making his way back to the defensive position of the artillery with the likes of Peter the Power Ranger, Aslas, and G-Flex. And I think I'm going to sneeze. That's exactly what did happen. Fortunately, I managed to mute it in time. So, let's have a look at our numbers. 10 versus 18. Commander Gustavus. And there's Power Ranger. And there's Robbie Bob with the cannons. But he's got to be careful. He's got to look in for that all-important kill. There's Lord Jesus. And there we go. The fine Black Watch Airsoft 720 doing a great job. Working together with his teammate Hyperion. Going in for that stab onto the horse. Fine stab. Goes in for the finish off kill and gets it. Beautiful work. Beautiful work coming in there. And now the last of the Lancers being finished off. There's Disabled Donkey. Currently running backwards. Oh, look at that. Gets blocked. And another blocking him in for Disabled Donkey. Donkey trying to fight for his life here. But finally stabbed in the bottom. As this remaining gentleman circling around. It's Fail Navino as he's walked into the horse. And he goes in and he gets stabbed horribly and repeatedly followed up. Fantastic stuff going in. Who's this fellow? It's the Onion Knight about to be sliced in the worst way imaginable. Oh, but he gets a kill. Good job by Onion. As now he's up. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. A cannonball. And a nice kill by Saggy Maggie. And now you going down remains along with Commander Gustavus. And he turns and stabs. Lovely kill there by you going down. And also in here, who's this gentleman? Aslis. And over on one side, there's the Power Ranger and he's dead. Murdered horribly. As the stabbing continues with Aslis getting the better of the enemy. Look at this. Fine melee work going in on the Brits. And down goes the last man. For a win for the Russians. We'll move on to the next round. And we have returned for the next round. And we're following one of the admins, Uti Player. And I think some thanks should go out to admins. Admins don't get enough love. And they do have a very difficult job. They come under criticism very easily. People tend to be very lacking in tolerance when it comes to configuring servers, setting things up. And sometimes things aren't set up as exactly as you would like it, and things take a little bit longer. So more admin love is required in gaming in general, and appreciation of said admins. Anyway, the Lancers of Apollo moving out, and here is Peter the Power Ranger while his artillery piece is set up. There's Napoleon waiting as they're unlimbering the horse. There's Drakthor with his spyglass. Obviously in this weather it's going to be difficult. And you can see now, attention, this horse is reversing. So, who's fifing? Joey. So Joey doing some fine fifing. Not forget the fine fifing of Joey there. The cannon set up, so Ataku and Napoleon can now work on that. And a little bit of headbanging incoming from the Power Ranger. Fine fifing work on the Russians. And look at this beautiful light. Oh dear. Look at this beautiful Russian line moving out. The Russian Zerg, ladies and gentlemen. You don't mess with the Russians. As there's Admin Night Furry. And over here, leading the line of death, is Mutton Chop. And there's Night Furry. Now look at this. This is a serious line of death right now. See the guys moving up, and they're going to be looking for an opportunity maybe to get on the top of this hill, get a bit of visibility on the enemy, and find out what the hell is going on, where the Brits are located, and see if they can get into an advantageous position against the Brits. So, look at this. Double lines going on here. Fantastic stuff. And moving out in the double line as well. Absolutely glorious. Let's not forget J-Mat holding the flag. Carrying his country's flag with pride. And Kingsguard in as the drummer. And also holding the flag at the other end is PA Smoke. Good stuff indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's have a look at the scores. You can see there 10-1 for Captain Donga. And Hyperion with 8-1 as well. So that's looking good. Now, there's Mutton Chop. He's been sneaking around. He's got his spyglass. He's looking for the enemy. But you can see here, this is pretty much... I thought it was the edge of the map. That it is. Look at that. There's the edge of the map, ladies and gentlemen. You can't go any further than that. So, what we need to do is find out where the Brits are located. So, we'll go hunting. Oh, dear. Upsilamba is away. There's Andrew. Out in the field with his large chopper. Okay, there's something going on there that we probably shouldn't focus on. So, there's Draxthal taking taking pot shots as the damn smoke gets in my throat. Lovely, thank you for that, smoke. Ah, here we go. Oh, this could be unfortunate. This could be very unfortunate. An attack by the cavalry. Double cavalry attack with the Lancers coming in and now the British cavalry trying to defend them. This is why you've got to watch out for the cav. This is very, very nasty. And in come the Black Watch to support their fellow Brit line. You can see them moving forward to try and get those all-important stabs onto the enemy. Who's this? It's Azura High, sliced down with brutality by Disabled Donkey, who then takes a bullet and falls. Disabled Donkey, now Dead Donkey. If you guys have never seen a TV series from the 90s called Drop the Dead Donkey, I highly recommend it. One of my favourite TV series. Anyway, now the guys reorganising their numbers. There's Rhaegar and everybody getting set up. There's Dark Light. Or Dark Elite, sorry. My apologies, Dark. E-Blade 902. There's Ensign Robin. Now, look at this man. There's Rhaegar with the flag. And now the combination of the line and the Black Watch moving out. Supported by a few cavalry. And what's going on over here? A private battle going on between an enemy dragoon and Church. But it looks like the enemy dragoon has been chased off. So he can now rejoin the line. Now let's have a look at our numbers. 41 Russians, 59... Sorry, 41 Brits, 59 Russians. Look at this, the Zerg. The Russian Zerg is hard. As now you can see them being organised and moving up. Let's look at that. The British artillery is down. Completely butchered. No artillery for the Brits. But the Russians continue to move. And this has got to be careful. They've got to be careful that they don't fire over the top of their troops. There's Gilded Blades Lacrosse. There's Night Fury. And they're up against this somewhat smaller line who are fighting bravely against the enemy. Here is Dark Elite. And also there's Church following up. And these guys are going to try and fight back as best they can, but they may fall to superior numbers. But oh no, there's also another line battle going on over here between the British forces, slightly smaller, and another Russian line as well. And they've got the advantage of a defensive position, and they're defending from the cannon position as well. But there's no cannoneers to actually do any of the loading. So this is the British cannon position. So there you can see they definitely have this advantage right now. Beautiful line coming in. They're taking cover behind that earthworks, and they are butchering the Brits. There's Shim making a run for it, understandably. And now you've got another Lancer coming in. There's Joshi, 1,000 meters. Correction, minus Joshi. And he's reportedly diddled there with the bayonet. Poor Joshi is no more. So, Saggy Maggie and the boys continue to go after the enemy with 47 to 28. So the Russians have the numerical advantage right now. The question is, can they convert it into a win for this round? Oh dear. Oh God, that's a very painful way to die. One which Thea doesn't like, in fact. So Prometheus pleased that he managed to take some Brits with him in his eventual demise. And now, as the rain continues to pour, they find their quarry. And this is the push they're going to make. Onto this position, and the line hasn't been noticed. Mutton Chop now leading the boys over there. And the cannons also now unused, but can support. Let's see, any cannoneers over here? 0 on the cannoneers. So it's all over but the line. What the hell?